Alright, so let's see how you did on your axis of symmetry. So negative b, which is coming from this one. So if you have to do what we did in this problem where you put it in standard form first, moving forward, all the information you need comes from the standard form equation. So A was -1, B was -5, and C was -2. So now just plugging into that formula, you end up with a -5/2. Notice that I changed this to a decimal here. Either one is fine. The benefit now moving forward of having a decimal for that is when you plug in, because that looks a little wonky. We might make a mistake typing it in our calculator. So I changed it to -2.5 here, and I plugged in. So I want to make sure everybody knows how to plug this in. Trying to get it to where y'all can see this. All right. So, let's see. Here we go. So we're plugging in -2.5. So make sure you're using your calculator while you're doing this. Now, the standard form equation has this negative here in front of the x squared term. It's very important that everything follows from this equation when we plug in. So here I am going to do a negative sign, parentheses. Make sure you don't mix up negative and minus signs. -2.5 squared minus 5, parentheses, -2.5 minus 2. So notice when you use a minus sign, it's longer than the negative sign. So you've really got to distinguish between the two. Hit enter and you get 4.25. So when I plug in my axis of symmetry, I'm getting 4.25. So my vertex is that ordered pair now. Okay, my y-intercept, you're looking at the c value. Well, the c value from this standard form equation. So it's -2. So 0, -2 is your y-intercept. Alright, so now we want to do our table of values, and I wanted to kind of show you how you can do this on the calculator pretty quickly. So, let's put our vertex in the middle. And we know we should pick values on either side of this number, this axis of symmetry. So one number a little less would be -3, and one number a little higher would be -1. Excuse me, -2. Let's do -2. So that way I've gone 0.5 in both directions. Keeping it even will make it a little easier. And then we know 0, -2 from your y-intercept. We can put that in that table of values too. So when we were plugging in these other x values, it kind of took a long time. So I want to show you on your calculator how we can do this very quickly. So I'm going to actually go to my y equals button and type my standard form equation in. So y equals -x squared minus 5x minus 2. Alright, so this and my calculator match exactly. Okay, I'm going to hit enter, and then I'm going to hit graph. Takes it a second, and we've definitely got a parabola. Definitely makes sense that it's facing down because that a value is negative. Think back to 8.1 for that. So now I want you to press second table. So pressing second allows you to select that blue option. And now we have this whole awesome table of values for us. So now I can look at it and say, okay, -2. -2, the x value is 4. Okay, -3, so is that also that y value, I think I said x value, sorry. We found those y values of 4, just straight from the chart. See, -3, 4, -2, 4. Okay? So definitely use that calculator in that table to help you speed up the process a little bit. So now we're going to start graphing our points. -3, 4, so -3 on the x-axis. 1, 2, 3, and up 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Boom. -2.5, 4.25. -2.5. and then 4 1/4, so just like barely there. -2, 4, and 0, -2, which is your y-intercept. I always have a hard time drawing a nice symmetrical parabola, so we can include our axis of symmetry if we want to, just showing how it's symmetrical on both sides of that. And you would label it that axis of symmetry, x equals -2.5. All right? So that's another way of going through those same 4 steps. And now at this table part, I'm speeding up the process because I'm showing you how to use your calculator. Okay. Make sure you go back and pause any of these videos if I was talking too fast or you missed something. All right, so this one's awesome because it's already in standard form. I want you to label your A value, your B value, and your C value and go through the same steps of finding your axis of symmetry, finding your vertex, finding your y-intercept, and creating a table of values. All right, I'm going to pause this video, and then the next one I will discuss this problem. Please take at least 5 minutes to really work through this. Use your calculator to gauge whether you're doing it correctly, okay?